There it is. Yeah, so I'll just start from the top. I'm Cici. I use he, him, or ze, them pronouns, and I'm the Folk Office fundraiser. And today is all about Adventures for All. We're going to talk about what that campaign is, what we're fundraising for, how you can raise money for it in various different ways, fundraising events, match funding, some general fundraising advice for events like this kind of thing, and other things that you or your district can do to help. So Adventures for All is our upcoming match-funded public donations campaign, where we want to get more children and young people to have the ability to attend Woodcraft camps and residentials, whether that's more people in areas where Woodcraft doesn't have a presence by things like doing camps for all or having national camps, or whether it's for people who have other barriers to participation, like financial barriers or extra support needs. Our goals are to help as many children and young people be able to access camps and residentials that we do, and the outdoor education and the fun, adventurous activities that we do as Woodcraft folk. It's especially relevant in recent years. Mental health among children and young people took a real hit with the pandemic, and it has not improved since then. In fact, has got worse, especially among younger adults. And all children and young people are saying they want to spend more time outside, and they want to learn more about how to help the environment, all these things. It's kind of needed and wanted, and also a good relief for people, as it has been proved that outdoor education, outdoor adventurous activities help with children and young people's mental health. We all know that. I am preaching to the choir. Woodcraft folk people love camping. But that's why we're here, that's why we're doing it. The campaign itself, Adventures for All, is just open for 1 week, 28th November to the 5th of December, and it's being hosted as part of the Christmas Challenge, which is run by the Big Give, and it's the biggest match-funded fundraising campaign in the UK. And so it's just in that week to encourage people to really get their donations in, because it really helps people to have a deadline and to know that there's just a short amount of time to do it. And because every single donation in that week is doubled. So every time someone donates a tenner, our funders, we're being funded by the Reed Foundation, will match that tenner. And so every pound donated is doubled, which is obviously perfect for us because there's people who are donating. That's wonderful to have those donations. And then also the impact that those people have has twice the impact on the work that we can do. Some of the things that we'll be doing with this funding, we're hosting a national pioneer camp in this summer. So we want to fund places for that and support that activities go on. We will be supporting our centre network. A lot of work to be done with improving accessibility and improving decarbonisation works. We want to provide volunteer residential training, because we want this to not just be a one-off where we provide some things for 1 year, but if we provide volunteers with training, they can continue to carry on this legacy and help more children come to camp in the future. So this slide is only really relevant if I have talked to you already. We've reached out to a couple of districts to ask about matching booking fees. So I'm probably just going to skip through this because most people I will have talked to more specifically. There's a possibility that we maybe do more of this in the future if it works well. Basically, parents and carers are going to donate their camp contributions if they're camping over the winter. And as we are all one charity, where that money comes in doesn't really matter as long as it pays the fees at the end. So what we're thinking of doing is asking parents and carers to donate to the match fund, to Adventures for All, because their camp donations will be doubled, and that match funding can be used to support the central residential work. And their donations will be used, as always, to pay centre booking fees, and then once centre bookings are paid, the rest of the donations will go back to the district and be used as normal. the kind of no extra effort, no extra money put in by the parents and carers involved, but they will have automatically raised match funds for our work by doing so. So yeah, this is only really applicable if I have talked to you about it, but it's something that we may be talking to other districts about in the future if it goes well. We did it last year and it was pretty successful, and we're trying to like make the process easier for everyone involved. Yeah, so fundraising for residential adventures. I would recommend any fundraising event you want to do. I'm going to talk more later on another slide about kind of ideas you could look for, where you could go for advice, and like examples of what people have done in the past. But basically, if your groups want to do some fundraising, I think it's a really great place to start. Many groups obviously do fundraising for their own activities, but many groups also want to do fundraising for causes that their children and young people want to support. And of course, I would imagine that most children and young people in Woodcraft Folk like Woodcraft Folk and think that they have a good time in it, and would hopefully understand that other people may not be able to access it. Not everyone's as fortunate as we are for reasons of postcode lottery or reasons of financial resources. And so this is a great opportunity for young people to start doing some fundraising and encourage them to think about how we as a charity help more people to experience the things that we do in our group nights every Tuesday or whatever it is. So for this match funding campaign, the sorry, one sec. Yeah, the you can run an event anytime this term. It has to be run by the 3rd of December, but it doesn't have to be run within that campaign week. Just have to make sure that the donations that come from it are donated during the campaign week. Basically, as would always happen at any fundraising event, collect all the money afterwards, make sure it goes to one person, hang on to it until the 28th of November. And then once it's got to the 28th, between the 28th and the 4th, donate that money in one bulk donation. I will, please do let me know if you're planning to run an event, and I will of course remind you how to do this. The link is here for all of the donations are going to be going to the same place. It's a very easy online donation process, much like Just Giving. You just need a card or Google Pay or something like that. And also, please do let me know if you do run an event, because I've got a whole bunch of resources that I can help you with. And also I'd like to advertise any events that are going on. You know, we've got social media platforms, and it'd be great to advertise any fundraising events being run by districts. And of course, any questions about this, just ask me. This is my resources slide. We've been doing fundraising for quite a while at Woodcraft Folk, funnily enough, and many districts have done lots of different things in their times. We are working on curating a bunch of ideas from districts in work that they have done, fundraising events they've run that have been successful, and how to do them. And I will have a link available. I will put it in the chat when I have stopped doing this presentation. So those are some fundraising ideas, like you might have heard of P-Fair or Adventurer Auction or sponsored walks or other things that are kind of less Woodcraft Folk specific. And if you're looking for a large amount of fundraising event ideas, I really do recommend the PTA website. They know what they're talking about. They've got all the information you would need, including, you know, things like legal guidelines. In general, good idea to have a look online to see what the guidelines might be in about an event you're running. We are registered with the fundraising code of practice, which means that we promise that all of our fundraising will be legal, open, honest, and respectful. So should be common sense, but it's generally worth checking out that you're not doing anything that would go against those. And always ask me, and there may be others in your districts who've done previous things. We are currently have a fundraising working group that will also be up for supporting anybody who wants to have some more ideas about fundraising, stuff like that. As always, lots of people to talk to. Finally, how else can you help? I mean, I think many districts might not be able to commit to running a full campaign or doing an event or something, but they might be able to do some other stuff. And sharing the donation link really does make a bigger difference. As I said, let your young members know what we're raising money for, that we're raising money to, you know, help help more young people experience Woodcraft folk. So let the young members know, let their families know, families and parents and people who know people who are in Woodcraft folk are our biggest supporters. They're like the vast majority of people who give us donations are people who know kind of first or second hand about the work that we've done. Then also, if you know, willing to sell it yourself, as in be that first or second hand information to pass it on, say what's been amazing about your experience of Woodcraft, your children, your volunteering experience, how that's gone. Because again, that helps more people know who we are, know what we're doing, and know why it's worth supporting our work. And then also, if you can, maybe tell your employer. Some big companies will match their employees' donations. Always worth finding out if that's something you would do. And if you're in a trade union and have a local branch that you could approach to ask if they'd support, I've got some resources that I can give you there as well. It's always good to get more unions involved, not just for financial support, which is also great, but to work together as kind of the youth branch of the cooperative movement in the UK. And then telling stories. I've already mentioned a bit that what's been so great about Woodcraft for you, your group, your children. Have some quotes from the kids, get some photos, share any videos you've had on camp. The more of this we have, the more people can see what the great things are that they're doing. And if you can share them with me, perfect, because I can get them, put out on all our big social medias. But also, if you just share them when you're talking about your experiences with Woodcraft folk, it helps people know what we're doing and why it's a great thing. Yeah, that's kind of it. Very kind of whistle-top tour. I'm going to stop recording now, so if you've got any questions, I can take them then. Didn't stop recording, I stopped sharing like a fool.